Hey everybody, welcome back to DW's Chop Shop. Today is probably going to be a pretty quick day. We're going to do some more custom work. Um, we need a gas gauge, right? Obviously, I'm not running any gauges on this, so we got to do something. You've seen the kits where you drill in and you put your little MPT fittings and you have your piece of plastic hose clamped. Not a big fan of that. So I jumped on McMaster-Carr and I picked up two of these, right? And this is just like a machine sight glass. You can see oil through it, right? You see my finger in the background. And it came with these decent little bungs. So what I'm thinking, and of course, once I screw this in, it's going to be in a lot deeper than that. But I'm thinking we'll take one, and our petcock is down here, right? It's right here on the other side. And I want a good half a gallon. So we might put one like right there, right? So when our level gets halfway in this sight glass, I go, oh shit, I gotta get gas. And then just to make it match, I think I might stick one up here too. So that's all we're gonna do. I want these to sit real deep, right? Like, and I might be wrong, I don't know, never done this before. But I know this part, if I slide it in and I can just weld the edge, cool. I don't have an 1 3/8 hole saw, so I got this one. So we are going to drill big holes, right? And then I'll just weld these in like that. You'll have a little gap, not a problem. I kind of prefer the gap when I'm welding because that means that I can watch my keyhole and make sure I have a good seal all the way around this. And so your gas tank has a radius to it. Obviously, I don't want part of this sticking up past the radius. So I'm feeling you can kind of see where I have a flat line here. You can see where there's one piece of steel that's been bent. So I'm going to try to make it fit on that. And our petcock is right here. Okay, so we'll put one right there. And then right there feels pretty flat. We're just off of the roundness of this. It's always fun to drill into a gas tank. You never really know what you're going to get. I know this tank's empty. It's brand new. But who knows? Well, hell, that wasn't supposed to come off of there. Oh, well, it came right out. So now, that'll work. You set that real nice and deep. That's not bad. I mean, there's metal shavings, but it's not too bad. I think we can get most of them with a magnet. So now we're going to go in. I know you guys can't see this, so we'll probably do some fast forwarding, but there's metal shavings in here. And the big ones stick to the magnet. Little ones will get caught in the fuel filter, or they'll just get sealed in place, because with these big ass holes in the tank, I'll probably seal the tank too. See, comes right out. All right. And I want to hit these real quick. And I'm going to clean this edge up real quick. So we're going to MIG weld these in place. And even if we're going to TIG weld these, you want to make sure that serious welds like this are going to be ridiculously clean, so they're going to seal right. You might notice on some of my other like bracket welds, I didn't quite clean much mill scale off. Well, those ones are structural, and I know they're going to work. These other ones, that we're working on right now, they're a little bit more important, I guess. And we're going to tack weld these all the way around. This, you see how thin this metal is? If we go to just melt that with this 030 wire, now we're screwed. I could probably TIG weld these, but I haven't TIG welded for a long time. And I don't have much to practice on, and I don't really want to practice on my gas tank. Also, last time I did try to TIG weld with this, my TIG torch, no, I'm sorry, my foot pedal was all screwed up. So anyways, now that I've made a bunch of excuses as to why we're MIG welding, let's do it. So now what I'm doing is I'm making sure that our gap, which is just a tad big, but not bad, is even all the way around. And it is. Now this next weld that I do should hold everything in place. Okay, so we got this welded in, and any of you that have welded sheet metal before, you're going to know this tank is going to warp really easy. So I'm going to do one, and let it cool. So this is going to be pretty fast forwardy right here. All right, so I'm confident in these welds, and here's why. If you know anything about welding, you know you can move metal, right? So I'm coming in hot on this thick side and pushing it, and then I'm watching it hit the gas tank, and it molds in place. So there's splatter because we're MIG welding, but that'll all clean up with a little bit of work with the wire wheel. That's hot. And I think that's going to be it. So we'll let this cool off and see what we're working with. Leave those loose while everything cools down. So this tank is going to get painted. So we'll have shiny, 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 shiny. I think that'll work okay. And then the engine will be shiny. Hopefully there's some shiny shit on the front end. That kind of like just pulls some of the shiny together. I can deal with that, right? See, lines, everything's about lines. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that'll work real good. Another cool thing is if you look at it from this way, we caught kind of the curvature of the tank, so they stick out in two different lines. So see, this one kind of lines up. There's nothing for this to line up. Tank's wider. This one lines up with the engine real good. That's kind of cool. All right. So that's our little custom touch for today. That's honestly about all the custom work that we're going to do to this bike is my shitty sight gauges and my shitty tail light. The next video is going to be ripping this whole motherfucker apart, and we're going to paint, boys. All right. Hope you learned something.